questions that you want to ask the mayor? Who wants to start?
I have a graph of my service over the last year, showing the increase from one year in October to the next year, and which is double. You can see it pretty clearly from there, I guess. And so that's just something I brought along with me. I even have another one with the amounts that we paid each month. And we're given somewhat of a credit when we filled our pool, some. And then last month, it was the highest it's ever been, and they did come in and put in a new meter. And they didn't give me the credit I would have thought they should have from like my earlier, months where it was less. I could have like last October, even at that. But they did give me back some credit. So I'm still perplexed as to why my bill is so much higher in a year.
Does that have your usage on it? Can I see that?
Yeah,
I live here too, and I use Hallsdale Powell.
Okay, yeah, and I wrote the
I don't
numbers.
know what you guys are talking about.
I wrote the numbers on that sheet, just the dollars there.
Okay.
But then you can tell it is within a year. On my login.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, no.
That's perfect. That's just a little bit of research that I'm doing into some of the history of like the violations and some of the lines and the reasons that were given for why we're paying such large amounts for our water.
Right.
It's just getting to the point where like my bill has been not under $200 in almost 6 months. And we live in an 1,100 square foot house. We really try to be mindful about everything, and no matter what we do, it is like one of our biggest expenses. And to top that, it's really not even that great of quality of water. You would expect that it would be pristine, that you could just drink it out of the tap, but we have to filter that out. There's violations on the chemicals that they're using in the water, having cancer-causing effects, and so I would kind of like some answers as to why we're not getting even better water quality for the prices that we're
Have
paying.
you guys, has anyone called them or talked to them about it?
Yes.
I mean, because I have, and they'll, and of course I'm in a different situation. I understand that. Because, for years what happened was that there was no improvements to the infrastructure. And, they kept the rates low, but they also didn't improve the infrastructure at all. And now that's caught up, right? They had to build a huge retaining water retention tank out in front of Bricky. I think that's like an $8 million tank. That was lots of money on that. And part of the reason for that is because, and I am not an expert, and I'm not defending them, okay? This is just kind of the stuff that I was told. My suggestion would be for all of us to get together and have people from Hallsdale Powell here as well, who can actually can address these issues, because this is just secondhand coming from someone who is not a civil engineer, okay? So forgive me for that. But like they built that huge water retention tank because when we have heavy storm waters that runs into the sewer systems, that causes overflows. You have raw sewage going out in people's yards. And of course, the EPA and TDEC, which is the Tennessee Environmental Protection Organization, they've really cracked down on that, and they should, because that impacts your water quality as well. That was the reason for that. They built the water treatment facility up in Norris Lake, and a lot of people question that. And the reason that I was told was it was twofold. It did have to do with school in Union County to get some water to that, but then also it provided redundancy because they have their main collection point is at Melton Hill Lake, and then they wanted to get another one in Norris Lake, but then also with our geography, because we have a lot of hills in our area, they have to have more volume of water going through, like if we're living in a flat area, you don't have to have volume of water go up a hill, okay? The pressure that you would in our area. Those were just some of the things that I was told. you know, but that would be my suggestion is, you know, if we could maybe get back together and have them involved in this conversation, so that they can explain, you know, why, because as I said, I live out here and I get those bills as well, and sometimes, what confuses me, and again, you know, I'm not trying to throw them under the bus, I'm not trying to defend them, I'm just telling you what I've been told and what I see, you know, is that I'll get told that people will be gone for a month on vacation, and then they have the same, you know, the same usage that they had when they were at home. It's like, well, how can you be gone, you know, and then, you know, be home for a month, and then your usage is higher than when you're on vacation, you know. Usage is higher when you're on vacation than it is when you're home. It doesn't make any sense. And I've questioned that too. Sometimes I'm like, how is it that our bill, you know, like we were on vacation for 2 weeks, and now our bill is even higher when no one was at the house to use water? So if we could get that set up, would you guys be amicable to that?
Yes. They have their board meetings when no one else can attend, like during the day, during the week.
Right.
The board meetings
Yeah.
are during the week, during the day, so
Okay.
there's not an
Right.
opportunity like this when people can come after
Right.
work. And then, they did have one meeting on that last bond issue they had, that was at night, and
Yeah.
I did attend that, and there wasn't a whole
What?
lot of people there, but there was a good amount, but the board members weren't even there.
Really? Yeah, and they've got, what, $160 million in debt or something like
And so
that.
every question that got asked was, we don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's similar, water facilities that they have a similar debt load that don't have the rates, you know, behind them too. So I think they use that as an excuse. We've been down this road with a petition. I mean, we fought this tooth and nail. We kept them at bay long enough, but now they're back. So, I think everybody's here just wondering what do we do? You know,
That's-
next, so.
that would be my suggestion is, you know, I appoint people to their board, but, you know, even the appointment process isn't great from kind of my
Yeah,
perspective.
I think we need to try to get an elected board, if they would be open to that. Maybe we can put our people there
Right.
instead of rubber stamping every project.
Right.
And then, you know, have a plan, like, what are we doing here? I think that's really would help everybody
Right.
see something in the future. Okay, maybe high right now, but we're paying this debt off and we're getting to a finish line at some point. But-
So would you guys be okay with that if we can facilitate having?
Yeah, I do.
a meeting?
So someone mentioned about chemicals and whatnot, and, you know, stuff, so is there possible we could do some sort of research or find out what they're using? I mean, because.
We got it.
So you have
got it, yeah. We
Okay,
can
so you
actually.
have that plan to propose that.
And the state does, the state audits them and all that too. They're regulated by the state. so-
Right, but I mean, again, we only moved here 2 years ago, but we have a softening system, we have a
Sure.
filtration system. I wouldn't drink the water out of the fountain, so I'm just, you know, it's something that seems to be a huge problem. KUB, I don't think has nearly the rates, again, being new to the area, not really sure.
Right.
But they seem to be one of the most, I mean, coming from New York, we pay $35 a quarter for water. Again, no comparison, but it's a little different as far as what they're charging here. And then you say, you know, they're trying to make better
It's
quality.
cheaper at our Phoenix, Arizona office. It's in the middle of the desert.
Right,
It's
oh, there you go. So
We're
Yeah,
trying
and
to-
please, we pride ourselves here in Tennessee on the low cost of living, so please don't tell me New York has. That's the only, the principle which ticks me off.
They got you beat by one. But yeah, so it's something.
Yeah.
Well, I think too that also because they did increase their service, they increased the gallons at Bricky, they made it safer, they made it better, but also we need to count. How many people were living, how many households do we have in Hollis 10 years ago? How many households do we have
Here's
now
what we
in
were told
Hollis?
about,
Which is
2
a bunch
months
more.
ago, and I don't know if everybody was there, but they flat out told everybody in the meeting that our rates, as they are now, will double in the next 10 years.
Yeah, they
so
told me
it's
that.
I mean, that's
Population.
unsustainable
People
for the
don't wanna live
community.
in
We've got to do
Kentucky
something.
anymore, and that's the problem, is that people are moving out of the community, they don't wanna live in the community, having to pay that high bill.
No, I agree. I
We
mean,
call it
it
the
is-
Hallsdale tax. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an extra tax.
It is, when you look at, like,
Some of my neighbors have very low bills and they have full-on families. And they say, well,
That's
we
what I'm
just
saying.
don't
Yeah.
ever tell anybody, but our water bill's really, really low. And I'm looking at, you know, a small house with 2 people in it and my water is double what my neighbors are. Well, they're not gonna complain because their rates
But
are
then
low.
when you see it,
But
it really
something's
does.
wrong in that
Is
business.
that And they
drop.
live next, like they live, they use,
Next door.
okay.
One of the problems, I think, in the billing system that I know that I've been recently here for about 14 months, 15 months, is very erratic. It's the same usage, and it bumps by 20%, 25%, 30%. It doesn't make a real sense.
Right.
You compare the bills, and we compare our usage as a family of 3, kid, and 2 of us, it just should not be erratic.
Right.
100% was mine in a year, 100%.
Mine is not as well, I mean, we pay $240.
Yeah.
I paid $236, there's 2 people, both my children are grown and grown, but our water bill's double. We got energy efficient appliances, it's still double.
We have two
The water-
daughters gone too.
Yeah,
Compared to what it was before.
But the water itself was $81, the rest is. Really, does it cost that much per home to filter the water? And how good is it once they treat it? I mean, that's outrageous.
So you can look at, also you look at, like, if you're gonna, you know, even if some businesses,
Right.
you know, that water bill is really high, they're not coming out here because of that, so that could be a problem as well.
Well, we live in an 1,100 square foot house, I mean, and it's very small, so I don't think our bills should be nearly that high, you know, when people are living in twice as big as us, paying $50 a month.
Mine's never been that high. I've lived in the same house, well, the house next door, and I've been there for 18 years. My water bill has never been this high. Past 2 months, my water bill is more expensive than KUB. That's outrageous.
Electric bill.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mine's always more than my gas.
yes.
Every.
Mine has not ever been like that until this year.
Mayor Jacobs.
18 years.
There's actually, yes, ma'am.
We've been asked before we can serve, and we have checked for leaks, and we've been asked if we were filling a pool. I've heard somebody else ask the same question. And what I'm wondering, and I guess I'll need to ask them, because I haven't asked them yet, is if they even read the meter, because ours was covered with mud.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know if they read it electronically, or if we have that capability yet, but I mean, it doesn't matter how much we can serve.
There was a meter reader that came out by our house. We have a lot that we own next door to our property, and they were reading that meter too.
They were in the next door meter and added.
That was this is just an empty lot, which is part of our property,
Yeah.
but they were reading it also.
Gotcha. What were we gonna say, sir?
I was going to say thank you for holding this forum, first and foremost. It's obviously an issue. And it's nice to know that you kind of feel our pain because you live here in the community. What could you as mayor do to facilitate changes and to answer some of the questions? Because clearly there's discrepancies.
Well,
And moving forward, and I know having HPUD here
Yeah.
at the next meeting, maybe at a time around 5:30 or 6 where people can attend that work.
That would be the first step.
Good.
You know, because like I said, you know, otherwise, you know, when you look at utility districts, you know, they're kind of in their own thing. As you were saying, you know, I have a little control over the board, but not as much as probably people think, because it really, they recommend, people.
Well, they recommend like, what, 10 names? And
Yes, they recommend like 3 names, and I can reject it, and then they can recommend 3 more, and I can reject it. Then they recommend 3 more, and I have to pick one,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, so it's not full power.
Right.
We were reading today though in Chattanooga where they were actually able to get the management company out that was managing the utility district and put a new one in, and their rates were able to drop by 40%.
Yeah.
We're not saying bankrupt the company, but there definitely needs to be a restructuring. They're driving around in F-350s, a brand new building. That just rubs it in people's face. That's a drop in the bucket with $155 million in debt, but it's
Yeah,
still,
that building's
like, there can be
ridiculous.
cuts. We can do something.
Can there not be some kind of
Yes, sir.
audit?
I've got it's Hallsdale Powell issue, but is it lawful to charge a person for a flat rate sewer when you don't even have sewer? You got the water, but you don't
It's
even
an
have.
access charge.
Yeah, it is actually.
I mean, it's lawful to charge somebody just cause it
For a
comes out.
service you don't use, sure.
Is it?
Because some of your water goes out on the ground, it goes out to your pool, to your yard, what have you, but it always measures,
Right.
they just add to it.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
That's not
Someone over here had a question.
I was gonna ask,
proportioned correctly.
Is Hallsdale Powell Utility District a public-private organization? Is it a private organization?
Public.
It's public. So they're subject to Public Service Commission oversight.
Yeah, they're regulated by the state, you're asking, I mean, they're audited, you know, they have to have all those files, so,
But
you
there
know.
must be some kind of a balance between.
But here's what I've run into before, and guys, I've been down every single road I possibly could be. I'm Russ Ryan, nobody everybody knows who I am. But, I mean, their money, they have to, if you're on the board, you have to charge enough rate to be able to pay off the debt. That is their lot line. Now, when the projects come to them, they have to actually pay for those projects, and if they're not deemed necessary or whatever. But if they reject it and it causes a big issue, then that's again on them. So a lot of the pressure is being put on the board by the president and people within the utility district to spend more and more money. And I think with an elected board, they would be more accountable to us than they would be to just the president of the utility district. That would be my biggest suggestion on trying to get that changed versus anything else. I mean, that's at least the start.
What would the process be to change it to?
I don't know what we can do to change it. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think that is basic and really the most valuable.
The money is what they
Can I
use.
throw something out there?
Yeah.
To do that, you would actually have to go to the state legislature.
Okay.
And,
Well, I know where Asheville's at.
Can you rehab that elected?
I don't know, but see, another thing too, we've got over, and I would say now, it's over 29,000 people that are in the utility district, households anyway. And there's only 3 people on the board, so it's a very small board for the amount of people that are represented by that board as well. So, there's just a lot of things that make you ask questions, and then when you dig a little bit deeper, you get stonewalled, you don't really get the information you're asking for, because I think they know where we're going. But, they try to use the debt load, they try to use TDEC, which the TDEC, a lot of that stuff was self-reported. They basically held their hand up and said, we're breaking this rule. So that's on them. And then also they're using the debt load to justify the rate. Well, there's other utility districts that have a similar debt load with that rate. So then there's the volume issue as well. How much water do you actually use? I don't know if they check my meter. So, I mean, there's a lot of questions that we need to answer.
Well, I know this, the lady said over here, I've got friends that I work with, they live in the same utility district. She tells me, she says she runs her dishwasher every day, runs twice as much longer as we do at our house. Her water bill, she said, is around $85.
Do we need to make a motion for something?
No, there's no motion.
We love doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we can, but I'm not a chairperson. If I can make a suggestion, if we could get everybody's information so we can contact you guys, we will set up a meeting like this, an open forum with the folks from the Hallsdale Powell Utility District in the evening to where you guys can come back. Would that be a first step that would help you guys out?
Might need a bigger place. Someone tells me it might be better.
It might be a bigger place.
Oh, definitely.
Might need a bigger boat.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind giving us, especially your emails, that way, that would be best for us, if that's okay. Charlie, this is, for those of you who don't know, this is your county commissioner, Charles Bussler, and also I should have recognized, at large.